Okay, so I just recorded this video, but it was too quiet, couldn't hear me. This is gonna be the patch 12.1 patch notes. I assume this is the preseason patch. Um, so yeah. So with the hindsight I have, this patch is a little bit lackluster to start the season. I feel usually they try to have a bigger one. I thought, but whatever. Um, so I was talking about Diana. These are weird changes for her passive. I think her passive did not need to be buffed on the jungle clear. I think she's not in that bad of a spot right now, to be honest. I think, if anything, they should have buffed her W damage on monsters if they wanted to buff her jungle clear. So that way she has to use it to clear the jungle earlier, so you can maybe punish her in her jungle, which would be a little bit nicer, I guess, because I feel like she clears the jungle way too fast right now. So yeah. Next is Gangplank. Um, I wish they touched his E damage a little bit. It's a little bit crazy, a little bit ludicrous if you feel. Um, but I guess these changes don't really affect much. His lane phase is pretty crappy, so I can kind of understand. The Q mana doesn't really mean that much. I mean, maybe you get a couple more Qs in lane, I guess, but I don't see this mattering that much. And then the cooldown isn't that important either, to be honest. These Rek'Sai changes, the Furious Bite, to be honest, I don't think this matters that much. I don't think Rek'Sai was that OP, but I guess. I like this tunnel nerf though. It's really hard to ward for Rek'Sai considering she can gank from any angle, especially if you're mid lane. So it's a little bit nice to see that her tunnel cooldown got extended, so you can't just gank, have failed gank, and then leave, and then just tunnel back in with another tunnel and die or kill the person. Sona next. I don't think this matters at all, to be honest. These two numbers I see is basically the same. So, level 18, you're missing out on 5 armor. I guess that's a little bit, especially if you're gonna. No, I mean, 5 armor is 5 armor. That's not that much, but I guess it could matter in a couple of situations. Um, Next is her E cooldown, which is increased by. What the? Sorry about that. E cooldown increased by 1 second. Uh, when she's building Archangel's second and has her passive, and she's gonna have a bunch of ability haste anyway. This does not mean much considering this is basically like a 6 second cooldown, and this is a 7 second cooldown, which the extra 1 second might affect a couple situations, I guess, where you're running away or trying to catch people, but I don't see it mattering too much. I can understand this Eclipse nerf. Um, it was really hard. It's really hard to outtrade Eclipse when they just walk into you, double hit you, proc Eclipse, and then walk away with the shield. And the sustain on it feels a little bit good, or a little bit too strong as well. So it's more of a lane phase item, to be honest. But overall, I think it's just a really good item. This is definitely a lane phase nerf. I mean, I think one of the main Eclipse abusers is Talon Jungle, though, so. And this isn't even. He's not even touched in this patch, so. I don't know. A little bit weird that they wouldn't even touch that. Next is Force of Nature. Never see that anyone build this item. I feel like it wasn't that bad. Just no one was building it. The extra 2 seconds will be nice. To be honest, it won't be that important though if you're team fighting. Like maybe a couple times, the extra 2 seconds will come in clutch. But if you're running into them and team fighting, like this item wants you to do, then I feel like this extra 2 seconds won't matter much. The extra 5%'s nice, I guess. So yeah, the extra 5% could actually be pretty important. versus like magic comps and such. Shield bow nerfs. The attack damage change honestly doesn't feel like much. I have 5 attack damage, okay, whatever. Lifeline shield reduced by 150 late game is really the main point of this, I feel. To be honest, I wish when they do these based on level stuff, they would just write out the values at each level, because that would be much more important, I feel, to know. But whatever. 150 health missing late game, that could be pretty important actually versus in a lot of games. 150 health is a decent bit, especially for an ADC. That's like what, um, maybe like a 15th of their health when they have shield bow. Wits End Changes. The build path being changed overall is a more offensive build path, so they want this to be more of an offensive item than a defensive item, which is a little weird. I always thought of Wits End as a magic resist item that you build versus certain comps, but it seems like they're trying to usher it into more of just a damage item you build way more often, which is okay, I guess. Not being able to build the Negatron cloak here is really bad, though, because if you're trying to build Wits End for like the magic resist, you can't just rush a Negatron cloak on it first, which would be like a nice like establishment to your magic resist, so you don't get one shot while building into it. And then I think the pickaxe is a better component than the longsword, though. I think everyone's seen these TP changes, to be honest. I'm kind of glad. I've been abusing TP. Oh my. Pretty much every game. Um, yeah, because I mean, one TP can win you the game. TP can get you XP. TP can get you CS. TP can get you a small lane advantage that you can abuse. TP is just all around probably the best summoner spell in the game, and I don't even think it's that close. I'm glad that it's getting nerfed. I'm tired of seeing champs like Camille, Gwen, Katarina, all those champs running TP Ignite. I think TP Ignite's not good for the game. It lets them win lane and affect the map however they want. I think it's pretty toxic for the game. Unleash Teleport, I thought was supposed to give some movement speed, but they don't mention that anywhere, but whatever. I like these changes, to be honest, to teleport, and hopefully it doesn't feel too bad just teleporting to structures. I guess we'll see. I don't really care about these. I don't care about the Vex rewards. Decay changes don't affect me. But it's harder to decay is basically what this is saying, I think. These are cool, I guess, because if you're Challenger, you get to flex that, and if you're Iron, I mean, maybe you'll be a little inspired to climb, because, yeah. Clash coming up. Bug fixes. There was only a couple in here that were actually that important, in my opinion. I like this change to the bounty system, where you can see it. This inting change, kind of laughable, to be honest. And then this one's pretty important, I feel, because this is like what you were seeing all those double pike ult clips. It was because Ultimate Hunter was like Axiom Arc was reducing the ultimate cooldown, but your ultimate cooldown was being reduced by. So if you have an 80-second ultimate cooldown, and then Ultimate Hunter's reducing it to, let's say, 60 seconds, and then Axiom Arc procs for the 20% cooldown reduction, you'll get 16 seconds off, because that's 20% of 80, but now it'll be like 20% of 60 and factor in this. So a little sad for the Pike gameplay, but yeah. That's actually a pretty important change, I feel. Um, any other? Not really any other important uh changes, if I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, if these are like your one tricks, they're important, but they don't really mean much to me. And then at the end, they have these skins. I'm surprised they nerfed Rek'Sai whilst giving him a skin. That's kind of crazy, actually. But no one's gonna play Rek'Sai anyway, so that's whatever. And then this Nar skin is awesome. It looks like Cubone from Pokemon. Uh, Probably one of my favorite skins in the game right now. To be honest, this thing looks so awesome. Um, so yeah, that's the review for patch 12.1. Uh, if you have any questions or conflicting beliefs, I guess, feel free to comment them, debate me. I don't care. But I honestly am kind of disappointed in this patch to start the season off, especially after Lethal Tempo has been broken all preseason and Corky was pretty broken with his R damage. I think that could have used a nerf. Talon probably should have seen another nerf. What else could have used a nerf? Huh. Other than that, I mean, I would have liked to see some buffs too. I think, but like maybe to, actually, I don't know. Maybe some like Renekton buffs, maybe some Gore Drinker buffs, some Divine Sunder nerfs. I don't know. Um, because it seems like the only real bruiser item right now is Divine Sunder. It's a little sad. Um, but anyway, thanks for watching and see ya.